The country's best skaters will be gliding into the capital this month. That's because the city is hosting the 2017 National Skating Championships. So here with the preview is their ambassador and four-time world and Canadian champion, Kurt Browning. Always a pleasure. Great to have you here.
Goodwill ambassador.
Well, yeah, but what an ambassador for this sport, especially on the Canadian front, to have this event. This is a big event for Canadian skaters as they're kind of launching themselves to hopefully make that national team for Worlds.
Absolutely, and you know, the year before the Olympics, which I can't believe I'm saying that,
but crazy.
So this world team really sets up Canada for the world for the Olympic season, and so it's a big Canadian championships.
We were talking Ottawa. There's a big figure skating community. They've always been a big supporter.
I blame Barbara Ann Scott. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you had Don Jackson. Like, there's a lot of people that are
Some
here.
good history here.
There is, and so do you find that this is a great city for this? That there's an understanding of what's on the line to appreciate?
Well, it's our home. It's our center. You know, and Ottawa is where Canada kind of erupts from. You know, our parliament is here, our history is here, and our skating history is here as well. And also, just, you know, like when I come to town for Stars and Ice, we always have a great crowd. Mm-hmm. So the ticket sales are great for the national championships, and starting January 16th, it's going to be 1 week of celebrating the best Canada has to offer in our sport.
And there are the best. I mean, we're talking the best in Canada, but the best in the world. I mean, we have world champions here. So let's break it down. I'll start with Patrick Chan because we saw some great footage of him. What are the expectations? What are the expectations?
Patrick took a year off, and in that year, the men's event globally exploded. So the thing is, that the short story is that when Patrick competes internationally, two quads of a triple toe variety, I mean, of a toe variety, just aren't enough. So he has had to sort of configure his game. He's put a quad Salchow into his programs, and Patrick's only happy when he's standing at the top of the podium. So this Canadian Championships is kind of interesting because he can tie Montgomery Wilson, I believe, for the most Canadian titles won by one man.
Which would be how many?
I think 9.
Oh, gosh. Has it been that long that he's been at the helm? Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's 1 year off as well. So Patrick is looking great, but he is under the gun to try to get on the podium at the Worlds. Will mean he needs everything he's got. Can you believe it?
Here in Canada, that's amazing. Yeah. Okay, this for me rocked my world when I saw that Tessa and Scott were coming out of retirement. And so I have to ask you, like, how do they look? You know, what does this mean for ice dancing here?
It means a rejuvenated version of Tessa and Scott, actually, because when they took that time off from competing, it allowed their personalities as individuals to relax a little bit, and as artists and as skaters, now they have 2 years of professional skating only under their belt. So they bring to the rink at competition a new viewpoint of what their artistry is, and a renewed confidence. And I wondered if they were going to step on the ice and feel intimidated by all the eyes and expectation. It seems to have gone the other way. They seem very comfortable with the responsibilities, and you know, the Canadian Championships will showcase that for them.
Okay, as an athlete, my first thought, I mean, I was excited for them, but then I thought about those skaters that had been waiting in, you know, in the background, waiting for them to retire so that they had that opportunity. So we have, is it Caitlin and Andrew, and we have Piper and Paul. Those are the teams that we should be looking for. What happens?
You got to see the ice dance event because you know, what's going to happen to Tessa and Scott? You know, are they going to be as amazing as we all hope they will be, or will? And also, there's a rivalry going on now between this team, Piper Gillies and Paul Poirier, and the team that was national champions last year, Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pogier. And this team has a resurgence in their career, and so there's a double battle going on.
So many storylines.
You know, like, yeah, it's a great storyline. So the dance event, there's Caitlin and Andrew. The dance event is going to be really interesting. It'll probably go Tessa and Scott, then Caitlin and Andrew, then Piper and Paul.
Oh, that's what you're calling it?
No, actually, I don't know. That's the point.
I was going to say, Kurt's calling this.
Ice dance is, it probably will end up that way. But ice dance is definitely one of those sports where you can sort of make a good guess and you probably will be right. But this year at Nationals, I don't know, you got to come, you got to come.
Yeah, there's storylines, but at least for people to know the storylines as they're sitting in the stands watching this to kind of see how this drama plays out. Yeah. Also, for me, the danger aspect, the throws, the skills is pairs.
Yes.
And so what are we seeing with Megan and Eric?
Megan and Eric are two-time reigning world champions. And so the national championships are really interesting for them. Will they win? Yeah, probably they'll win. What's going on personally for them is recalibrating what choices they're going to make before going to the World Championships and what goes into their programs. So the National Championships could be a testing ground for them before the World Championships. Will they be throwing the
like
quad
new
Salchow?
skills,
Will they be trying a throw triple axel? Sure, the triple Lutzes side by side will still be there, but they are starting to wonder with their game plan, do we go for those tough elements or do we go for the clean skates? And this year's been a tough year for them.
Will they need those elements, though, at Worlds to be able to stay on top? So would this not be the place for them to...
Oh, they can do them, but they're rejigging whether or not they need to do it or whether or not they should. So it's all for them. It's a game plan situation. So the National Championships for them is when we get to see their new game plan for Worlds. At least I think that's what's going to happen.
We've just profiled, Canada's top skaters, but there are 250 skaters that are competing in this event.
Novice and junior and senior as well. So it's a whole week of competition. There's some practices that people can come and watch. I'm not sure which camera to look at. There's practices that people can come and enjoy as well, and the gala at the end of the week. So I mean, there's so much to watch. The ladies' event as well. Caitlin Osmond and Gabrielle Damon and Alain Chautran, the three of them will be battling it out. So every single discipline is going to be fun.
Okay, so what do you, for those that understand the sport, they know what they're looking for. But if someone's excited, like there's these storylines, what should they be watching for if this is going to be their first time heading to a skating event?
If you want to be there live, because then you'll feel the speed and the power and the tension. But if you're watching anywhere, what you look for is, am I calm watching this skater? Am I just watching them, and am I getting a good feeling from them? And if you're not, if you're feeling their apprehension or their tension, then you're doing it right. You're judging correctly. The skater should put you at ease, and yet still do, like Patrick Chan, the difficult jumps and spins, and especially his skating. His footwork is amazing. So you can judge it at home as well.
Okay, and then for you, what will be as an ambassador? I think there's people that still want to come out and talk to you and see you. So what will you be doing over the course of the week?
I'll be wearing a red vest.
Okay,
and
it looks good on you. You're good.
At least that's what I'm told. And I'm just available. I think that I'll be doing some autograph sessions, a lot of media, and representing sort of the sport, but also the skaters. So I'll be in the building. I'll be hanging out. I'll be very busy.
Will you be skating at all?
I've decided not to skate in the exhibition. No, because I kind of have such a busy week. I can't keep my skating going as well.
And then will we see you? What's your next thing when you do lace up?
Next thing will be here in Ottawa for Stars on Ice.
Nice.
That's coming up in, I guess it would be April or May.
I love the stories of how you guys come together.
Elvis is coming to town
Elvis is
with
too.
me. Yeah.
Oh, the two of you guys together, always a great combination. And what a family that skating family is. It's amazing to see what happens behind the scenes.